Alright, so I want to do a topic today because this has really been bothering me. And whenever this topic comes up, you have a lot of these people burying their heads in the sand and trying to deflect and make accusations that were never even brought into the topic in the first place. So, what I'm talking about is, a film came out called Queen of Slim, and the actress from that movie, Jodie Turner Smith, just got married to her boyfriend, Joshua Jackson. And you may know Joshua Jackson from the show Dawson Creek, in which he played a character called Pacey Witter. Well, anyways, she got a lot of praise from swirlers with comments such as, "I knew he liked us," and "love is love." But the funny thing is that they never had the same energy when black men do the same. And these comments prove that these women are just as obsessed with other races of people being attracted and willing to date or marry them as they claim black men are. The same women will try to deflect from the topic by bringing up such lies such as black men disrespecting them publicly as an excuse to hop over the fence, as they would say. Now, the logic of being upset when a black man disrespects black women publicly does seem like a sound argument for their wrath, but when attacking these men online, however, often it's the case that they will end up attacking men who are seemingly unproblematic and never made a public statement against them, and then show the same level of disdain as if they are the ones who have, which shows that their arguments are completely mute. And then they will try to change the subject to these men pandering to black women by starring in television and films in which they're shown as love interest to these black female leads. But Jodie Turner Smith, being a totally pro-black film in which she plays a love interest to a black male lead while marrying white, does not get called out at all. And there's a few others that do come to mind, such as Serena Williams, Tika Sumpter, Christina Milian, Rihanna, and etc. All those women have dated out and not have received the same level of backlash as black men. And people say, well, they still receive backlash from black men. But the funny thing is, like, you have people like Jay Ellis, who recently had a newborn daughter and posted a picture of his daughter to Instagram with his fiancee, Nina Secure. And black women attacked him, his child, and his girlfriend, made insults in which they were insinuating things about his sexuality, which is one of the first things that they'll do when they attack these men, is target their sexuality, or say that they have a certain look to them, make insults about their significant other in terms of their attractiveness. That's what they'll do in these situations. But if you try to do the other thing, if you try to do the same thing as a man, they'll say, "Oh, you're jealous," or "Well, we're finally doing what you're doing, and it's totally okay for us to do it." I mean, these black men, all they do is talk about us, but like I said, you have a guy like this that hasn't said a single thing about these women, and he's still getting attacked. You have Michael B. Jordan, a guy who has never said anything about black women. And a few black women tried to boycott a film that he was in called Black Panther. Even if it was just a few of them, that's ridiculous that he got so big in the media. That really goes to show you just how obsessed these women get over these men. And the fact is, they're not being honest about what type of men they really focus on. Because if they really did care about these men, or black men as they claim, then they would know that the majority of black men that get married typically end up with black women. Or the majority of black men that have kids, if they're not worried about marriage. They can argue that, well, only a few black men get married, but, well, the majority of them that do get married end up with black women. But they're not focused on those guys. They really only care about the ones that are in the top 1%. And they believe that they're entitled to those men, and the fact that these men only can get these women because they have money. Which really goes to show you that they don't really value themselves if they believe that these men cannot get them unless they have millions of dollars in the bank. So what does that say about you and what you think about yourself if they can't even get you? They can get access to you without having money So you're so insecure about yourself that you believe that these men could never possibly get something else outside of you without having money. They can get you without having to spend a dime, but they have to have millions of dollars to get these other women, and you truly believe that's always the case. I mean, that just shows you just how insecure you are. That you don't believe that you are valued or you're valuable to these men. And the funny thing is, they focus on so many, like, a small percentage of these dudes. But the fact is, the majority of these dudes in Hollywood, Denzel Washington, Will Smith, 50 Cent, yeah, 50 Cent. I know he had a black baby mama somewhere. So many others I can't point out now, but I mean, you get the point. There's a lot of different men in this community that end up dating and marrying black women, and they have, hundreds of millions of dollars of fortune. But really, I don't get why it matters anyway. I mean, it's not like they do anything for the black community at all. So I don't get why there's such a obsession with their wealth anyways. I mean, it's just worth them and their family in the first place. I mean, how is that benefiting the black community at all if it's going to them and their families? Or if it ends up getting squandered in just a few generations because they don't know how to build generational wealth in the first place. So, I mean, it doesn't really matter if it goes to a black woman or a white woman, either way, because, unfortunately, I mean, a lot of famous black people don't have a good track at keeping a hold of their wealth, but that's a different topic for another day. But anyways, getting back to Michael B. Jordan, yeah, so he'll get 50,000 comments on a post that he'll have, and have major publications going in and commenting on that, and then they'll try to pretend like, oh, black women don't really care about interracial relationships. Yes, you do. You do freaking care. You are obsessed with these men when it comes to these men dating outside of their race, and you're so obsessed that you become so scorned and angered, so you feel like when these women get with another guy, it's like, aha, you go, sis, because somehow you feel like you feel like you're entitled to these men, and when they don't do what you want them to do, it's like an attack on you all. And the sad thing about it, Michael B. Jordan has never said anything negative about black women at all to this day that we can really point to. He had to even go on social media and make posts in which he says he like y'all because y'all would keep attacking him.
Y'all wilding right now. Y'all are bugging, teeing off on your boy, alright? Oh man, listen. Yes, I'm on vacation right now. Okay, I'm traveling around. And newsflash, okay? All right, yeah. There's not a lot of black women in Italy, okay? It's not. It's just not. I'm sorry, it's not. Okay. Y'all bug it. I read through the comments and shit. Y'all tearing your boy up. It's too much, man. Y'all doing too much, all right? Yeah, so actually I did say I found a funny one. It was a funny comment on there talking about the cookies and I don't know, something about white milk. No, I like milk, all right? I like chocolate milk. I love chocolate. I like almond milk, strawberry milk. The Cinnamon Toast Crunch? You know what I'm saying? The milk after that, I like that too. That's pretty good, all right? I like milk, period. Y'all just doing a lot. Y'all gotta chill.
Which is a damn shame. But y'all ain't counseling Chris Brown like that. Is that reverse colorism right there? You ain't talking Chris Brown. You still supporting Chris Brown to this day. Well, you attack somebody like Michael B. Jordan, who has said nothing about black women. But Chris Brown said actually he likes women with good hair. And we all know what good hair means. Let's not pretend to be obtuse about that. And that's what I'm talking about with sites like the Shade Room and stuff like that in my previous posts. All these sites are incredibly toxic, and they promote anti-blackness and people that spread anti-blackness, and yet these blogs are the ones that get the most clicks and views and get tens of millions of followers. The majority of them probably be black women too. They liking these posts, they're sharing them, they're supporting these artists and whatever. But they want to boycott a person like Michael B. Jordan. But all I gotta say is please keep the same energy. If you don't keep the same energy, And please shut up about this. It's just really getting frustrating and it's embarrassing just how desperate people are to, because whatever viewpoints they have, they'll see somebody like this and take this as a win personally, like a life win. Even though they're not, they got their own life to deal with. They're probably not successful in their own life, so they'll look at a celebrity and think, oh man, that person right there, she's getting with a white man, and yet that makes me fulfilled. And the funny thing is, they'll talk about the social dynamics of white men in terms of, no, here's the thing, they'll talk about social dynamics and the fact that, in fact, let me pull up a few comments on. And dudes will comment here saying, so happy for her. Black men show their actions that they hate black women, so when a black woman finds true love, I'm all for it, even outside of her race. So you're saying that, and what's sad is a dude said this, but a dude is gonna say that black men are showing their actions of hating black women by dating outside of their race, but black women can't do the same. Why is it that black men are held to a different standard when it comes to interracial relationships and black women don't? When I just pointed in these comment sections of women intentionally making statements and expressions of them congratulating black women for getting in relationships with non-black men, and when it's the opposite, they act like it's World War III. So they're the ones with the issues here, not black men, but unfortunately, we got dudes like that in the community. And here's another dude right here he had a point. We black men don't have an issue with black women dating outside the race. You do. However, we do have an issue with the never-ending double standard when black men do. It's a problem. Michael B. Jordan was crucified and called a sellout for being on the same boat as a non-black woman. It's simple. It's okay for black women to do it. Then it's okay for black men to do the same. No one should have issues with this. It's all about being happy and finding love, right? Exactly. Keep the same energy. And a dude, Milan Crispin, this dude's from Love and Hip Hop, and I agree with him. I see him a lot in the comment sections. I don't agree with a lot of things he says, but this is one thing I have to agree with. LOL, if she was white, he was black, y'all women would have a whole lot of shit to say, though. And that is completely true. That is so true. It would have a lot of shit to say. But then a woman came out and she said, nah, because we're used to black men only be able to pick up white females that white men don't want, but white men always choose black women of intelligence and class. 100%. Okay. Alright, so white men are the black woman whisperers. That's what she's saying. So white men choose the best black women. Okay. I mean, that just shows you like what type of woman you have, what you're dealing with. And then another woman came out and said, I do support white men and black women more, only because white men are drugged through the dirt by all cultures, and majority of black men are the ones that tear us down or try to compare us to white women and Spanish women. Oh, so they're the ones tearing you down, not the system of white supremacy that we live in this country. We're the ones that are tearing black women down. Okay, so we're the ones that made the standard of beauty be, blonde hair and blue eyes and straight long hair. Black men are the ones that did that. I mean, I don't think that is the case. But okay, we'll allow you to go with that. And they'll say things like, I think I may know why most rich, famous African American men marry white and Latino women. They rarely get with black women, while few rich and famous black women do the same. Well, I'm not American, but that's what I see. Well, there's plenty of entertainers that marry black women. I just listed before: Will Smith, Jay-Z, Denzel Washington. A lot of NBA players, ballers, they end up with majority of black women. LeBron James, for Christ's sake. And considering that black women have seen it as the bottom of the barrel, especially when then the dating pool means that cis can't do what she wants, it's not the same for white women or black women. White women or black men, so don't try to equate it. Let's not be ignorant here. Okay, so why are they seen as the bottom of the barrel? Are black men actively putting them at the bottom of the barrel? I'm thinking about things like, okay, Cupid, when that comes to mind. Well, I mean, these are not black men are the ones that are making this the case. I mean, let's face it, it's white supremacy. This system of white supremacy is the one that makes black women seem like they're the most least attractive one in society. And that's something that black men don't control of. So you can't blame black men for something that has been systematically in place for hundreds of years. And now that you're pointing something out, you're pointing out something that, like I said, black men didn't do, and you're blaming us for doing that. But you're not calling out white men for it. I find that funny that you're praising a white black woman for dating a white man. But yeah, these dudes are still the ones that still uphold the system that white women are above all. I mean, when you think about the models, the films, the commercials, all that stuff, who's being elevated above all? White women. And white men are surely not going to continue to stop doing that, and they're surely not going to elevate black women over anybody else. I mean, you're delusional even if you think that. So why you're not calling white men out for doing the same? I mean, yeah, it sounds like your anger and your misguidedness is directed at the wrong group of people, because, I mean, black men, like I said, we don't really control any of those industries in the first place. So yeah, I think you have a misguided sense of anger, and you direct it at the wrong group of people. And then one girl said only because the majority of black men that date outside the race like to put black women down while dating the other race. Majority, fascinating. I mean, I just pointed out just a few people that had not said anything, and yet they are still getting attacked. So I mean, it's bigger than this. It is a bigger topic that people don't want to be honest about. And then another person said, "Did she degrade black men like most of them do to black women when they date outside of their race?" Okay, so like I said, Michael B. Jordan, Donald Glover, Michael B. Jordan, Donald Glover. Sir, I mean, even what's his name, Playboy Cardi. Those three guys I think about so far came to mind, and black women still attacking them. But that's funny, I mean, why don't you keep the same energy? That's the problem I have with these women. They don't ever keep the same energy. This one comment really bothered me, but it shows just how deep this is, and the fact that it really doesn't matter what we say or how we try to defend ourselves, because it doesn't matter to these women. You're talking to like a brick wall in a way. They say it's not hypocritical. Women are not men. Men are not the same. No, the standards are not the same. Will never be the same. Black men, they decide trying to compare themselves to women. Period. They're so icky and sleazy. Fair and balance is not the real issue. The real issue with this comparison is gender. Period. Even if black men did the same, they keep the same energy about black. Even if black men did keep the same energy about black men with white women as they do with white men with black men are still not women. Okay, so basically she's saying that it's okay, no matter if you're a black man or not, black women can do whatever they want and not be held accountable for the same things that black men do because they're women. And yet they expect us to build everything up and to change whatever system that they feel like they expect us to change the whole world overnight. And while they do nothing but sitting there and watch us do that. So they don't want us to hold them to the same standard, but they will allow themselves to hold us to a completely different level. So okay. Alright, so and then you'll have people like these stories talking about, does any male celebrity want a black girl anymore, like Blacker the Berry type of black girl? Do men still like women who don't look like this? Asking for ourselves. Fascinating. Okay, like I said, please keep the same energy. If you don't, then honestly, as men, we should stop caring. Because if you're not going to hold them to the same type of energy, why should we continue to really have it? Please keep. So my final message in all of this is that women do not care about keeping the same energy, but rather what is convenient for them in the moment. Like, these women that have a problem with these men dating outside their race, they will never keep the same energy for themselves. So rather, they do care about what's convenient for them in the moment. So should we really take them seriously when they try to make these arguments, or rather just have them pay dust? Alright guys, well, I'm just 96, I'm out.